I'm back, everyone. So, we do a bit of FF7. Um, 1 second. I do need to update the game we're playing. Fortunately, it does lock up when you're not got it on focus. So, let's update stream 7. Right. So, I don't actually remember. You know what? Because I played this game so many times, I don't actually know if there's more of a cutscene at the start of the game for the opening credits than just this. This is just the pre-roll before you get to the actual title card. But I think it might just be the theme, which is, you can tell that's like very much an old generation style video game thing. Like, they were still trying to figure out how they wanted to do a more movie-esque style game, because back when they were very 2D sprite games for like the PlayStation, not the PlayStation, for the SNES and things like that, it was very limiting in terms of how they wanted to replicate real movie sort of stuff. Whereas here, it feels like we're going to make that step. Go for, you are now doing a game that is a bit more movie-esque. Yeah, it looks like I couldn't remember. I thought I'd just double check this, but it looks like it really is just the pre-credit roll. So, I am playing this on PC, so I get like all my saves and stuff like that and everything. It's a Steam version. So, this is what you were greeted with originally in 7. Now, I've already got save files from like clear versions and stuff like that. So let's jump into a new game to compare. Like, I just want to compare everything. So talk about it. So remember, this was in 7 Remake. This was the thing that they made a massive change to this. And I thought they did a wonderful, wonderful job. This is interesting because it sets a very sort of almost a different tone here, because this is 7 Remake is aiming for a lot more. You're thinking about the world you're in, whereas this, if you look at this, it looks like you are in a sea of stars, which is very deliberate, because seven's got a sort of a spatial theme in terms of Genova, the meteor, the place of this planet, but what it is meant to be like, it's also the life streams particles that Aerith sees. Now, I'm not going to cover the animation changes and stuff like that. There's a fantastic video that Extra Flame Plus, New Frame Plus did. Really, really good video. But you can see, like, Aerith isn't scared by anything. She's just walking out. You can see this is the area that we meet her as Cloud. So they did I think there's lots of little things in these cinematics that's like, there's no huge amount of detail in them, but you can see stuff in pre-renders in here where you can be like, oh shit, they just straight up made that area. That's amazing. And yeah. So it'll be fun to do the side-by-side comparison after I've done this, just to see what the difference is and stuff. And yeah, see, even Midgar has a decent amount of detail even there. Like, I mean, you can see like the toy sort of structures to the side and stuff like that, but yeah. So I'm not running any HD packs or anything like that. I haven't changed any of the models. This is just straight up original 7. because I want to do this as pure of a comparison as possible. I have got all like the HD textures for pre-renders and stuff like that, and the game does look really good. Like they're ones that are not. Oh. Okay, hang on. I had to get used to it's the D-pad. I was trying to control with a thumbstick. So right now I haven't got max stats because I need to go get the save. So, but I don't really have to worry too much. Like the starting section is pretty much tutorial time where you pretty much should clean the floor with everything. But yeah, remember those two guards when we jumped over the little entrance area? That's basically them. So straight off the bat we have some stuff. I'll keep trying to run with R. So remember this section? When they were like trying to break in these walls, like I think straight off the bat we're getting the vibe of like it feels this is what 7 was. They evoked the correct thing with Remake. I like that you know who your party members are straight away because alright, here we go. Famous little thing there. Alright. Man, I love this music so much. So I won't collect all the items because I don't really need them. So I will get random encounters on the way through, but actually these might actually be static ones because these are, I think this is the exact same one I got when I was making the save file. Well, yeah. You can sort of see the sort of scrap heap. I feel like there's a little bit more detail. You go through less screens to get to this point. So Wedge on guard. Yeah, so it's, I feel like they evoked the right feeling with each of the characters and how they talk and stuff like that. Oh no, I'm getting different battles now. So again, I'm not really concerned. They do so little damage. I mean, that one literally did 1 damage. I think this is just also to just stress just how much stronger Cloud is than the trained, just general grunts at this point. I mean, he has, I guess, his Genova cells have already started kicking in, so he's a strong boy. So yeah, so all those little story beats where you were like getting little sort of talking while they open the doors all feel pretty right. Barrett being aggressive to Cloud being dismissive, Cloud playing cool. Like you can talk to them, like it's just it's the somber nature of the team is quite good here. Now, so it's similar. You switch over to you're just with Jesse. But look how, oh man, I love the old art. Like as much as I love the new stuff, look at how 90s this game is. I love it. I love it so much. The planet's dying, Cloud. Grr. I keep thinking Barrett's about to come assault Cloud, but it just he just comes over and becomes a part of you. I mean, that's the thing. It's like these are all pre-renders, but they were all made in 3D, so you can tell they put in a heck of a lot of effort into some of these backgrounds, especially some that were only seen like once or twice. You do return to areas like this when you do return to Midgar, but that's like the only time. So you might think, well, what's the point in having a max stat file? Because I'm already just going to be cakewalking a lot of stuff. I mean, the thing is, I kind of wanted to do it just because I want to be able to stand there and just take attacks while their animations play out on some of the enemies. The only thing is, like, I probably could have reduced my strength down because I don't want to just one-shot them. I don't have auto materials and stuff like that, so I won't just set up like counter and just do it that way. Oh, I don't know why I'm talking to Jesse. But yeah, like, you can tell that this kind of feels different. Like, I feel like every environment got a little bit more like uniqueness with these pre-rendered things, whereas with in 7 itself, or in 7 Remake, it felt like we had a lot more sort of less unique screens, and that's mostly because they had to make a whole heap of assets, and they're like a lot more higher detail than this was. Alright, hang on. How do I... No, I don't want to quit to Windows. Can I quit to the I don't think I can quit to the style screen. Give me one moment. I'm just going to switch over to the other save file. I'll be right back. So this is the save file I made the other night. So you'll see that we are pretty OP. So I might just set up, because I didn't set up materia and things, I don't need growth, so I'm just going to chuck everyone with their best weapons and some good armor and stuff. What do we want to put on? I want as many materia slots with as many... Where is... Imperial? I'm having a mental blank. I don't need Wizard. Crystal's pretty good. Put them all in order, so it's nice. Because I just loaded up with every item. So where's the male one? There's one that you wear as a male, and it's really good. But I mean, is Shinra Alpha? Might be Shinra Alpha. Let's just chuck that on and just like comparative to some of the other ones. It's easier to see the difference between them. Crystal gives a little bit more magic defense and just raw defense, so Crystal is just straight up better. Oh, that's right. You want the ones that have either normal or none. Is the normal or nothing. Usually nothings are the ones that have a lot more stats. Or they do something like that. That's just raw stat. But that's very particular fights you want them for. I don't think... Increases stealing rate, manipulation, HP while we walk. Tech from abnormal status effects is probably what we want on Cloud. Ribbon is extremely powerful. When you get to the point where you can grind the ribbon, you just put that on. Score. So that's the other thing. If you can see here that like these are all the weapons that you get in 7 Remake. So we have Gatling gun, assault gun, cannonball, atomic scissors, heavy Vulcan. I think it's the AM cannon is the one that I'm missing from 7 Remake, but they're all here. Let's try and find, I think, an escort guard. Man's armlet. There it is. See? Nullifies earth, water, and poison, which is extremely powerful. You just don't take elemental damage, basically, from a whole heap of sources. Oh. put a ribbon on everyone. Let's just chuck a ribbon on everyone, because I don't have to think that way. We want to equip materia, so we'll go... Oh, I don't think I can do materia yet. I don't think I can. See, the materia is missing from here. So we'll do that in a bit. I have everyone's limit breaks. So we have Braver, cross slash. So Braver was an attack. Cross slash became a the first limit break. Blade Beam became an attack. Clim Hazard became a part of that. What was it? Assault, Avalanche, like whatever that one that Cloud had as the second limit break became a part of that. We have Big Shot and Mind Blow. So Big Shot was his first limit break. I think Hammer Blow became one of those attacks. And Catastrophe. Whoa, okay. I didn't realize that. So Barrett's level 2 limit break that we got in the game was actually Catastrophe, which is his level 4 limit break. Right. I think Mind Blow was just one of his generic abilities. I don't have Tifa right now, but I have all of hers also, so. Might actually save just... And I'll just save over the same file for a little bit. So, unfortunately I can't put materia on, because I was going to put materia no encounter if there's the encounters I don't care about. So, this is the first reactor. So, think about that encounter you have in the first reactor. Like, this is what it looks like. Think of how much you build up you had to that first reactor in 7 Remake. This is it. You were just straight in and you were straight there. So that's Cloud getting his memories with Zack and stuff. So in 7 Remake, it was just you had weird like intermission stuff. More to do with Sephiroth and stuff, but these memory things is like I kind of wish they had that, but yeah. All right. So first major fight was this one. Now think of how long that fight went for. This version of the fight isn't nowhere near as scary as it is in 7 Remake. 7 Remake, they turn it into a real fight. But you also have more encounters before you get there. So we have, like... You do break parts of it and make it weaker. I'm not attacking because I'm just going to one-shot it. But you have a situation where we just, like, sit around and, like, it... Like, if we broke parts of it, it would weaken and stuff like that. But we don't... Like, if we click attack... You can see we can only target it. We can attack its like tail and stuff, but yeah, you're gonna lurk. That's fine, Armin. But yeah, so if we just like, there's not really much this thing can do. It has a couple of attacks, but yeah. You playing Risky of Rain? Oh, that's cool. I wish I could play with you guys, but it's a bit sad to find out it was you guys got it on console. Bye, Robo. So that's Scorpion. Scorpion really doesn't do much. He has like a few attacks. There's a little bit of strategy to him, but not really much point covering it. We're mostly here for the other stuff, which is like just the story and the scening and stuff like that. 10 minutes to detonation. Oh, I didn't get to set the time of the bomb. I got it for Switch. Yeah, I mean, that's true. Probably what I'll probably do is get cleave on materia on Cloud and stuff. So once I get to it, once I can put it on, and then I'll just clean up mobs really quickly. I feel like it's going to be a little bit before we're going to be able to do that. Basically, the reason why they did this is so you have particular materia on particular characters. So you learn the magic and the materia and the attacks and stuff like that you need to. I guess we're going back up. Swore you can go through that door, but I guess not. Yeah. But you can see this is a very sort of different sort of thing. We need to help Jesse. But yeah, you do spend a lot of your time with Jesse, but you don't get separated with Barrett. And it's not as, like, it's exciting, but it's definitely not movie exciting, which they make it into Remake. I hope I didn't stuff up Barrett's stats, because I think he only just did like 1,000 damage. I don't know what was up with that. Man. Yep. Sometimes when you're holding one direction... Oh, also, I am controlling with the thumbstick. I don't know why I couldn't at the start. You... Sometimes when you go through these pre-rendered scenes, they put the door on the same side as... They put the door on the same side. Wait, hang on, where's Jessie? Jessie assumed to be with me? Oh, she already went up, I guess. Code deciphered. Yeah, so these little bits, it's like they're kind of lame, kind of simple, but I mean, yeah. See, Barrett's only doing 1,000 damage. I might have to go double check. I don't know why he's doing so little. He's still gonna one-shot everything. Maybe I just didn't crank up his physical stat for some reason. So this is the cutscene where it's like you and... So see how Jesse kept falling over and stuff like that? Like, think of how much it took for you to get in and out of that reactor in 7 Remake versus that took maybe 10 minutes to do that entire sequence. Oh no. Oh no. Wedge is silly. But think of all the moments you have with Jessie in terms of her talking. So this is Jessie, you can see straight away you don't have her. Like, Jessie plays so much of a bigger role in Remake. And all that wandering around the town and stuff like that, like, you can see that it's like you don't have that. It's just straight up like that's your interaction with Aerith. That's like that how that scene plays out. I thought I actually didn't buy a flower from her like a dum-dum, so fine. But yeah, you can sort of see some of the destruction, but it's definitely not what the town has got a lot less to it. Not sure when you get the prompt for being able to switch over and have materia, but what the? You don't really get a choice in Remake. Remake, you basically have to fight every encounter that comes up to you. Can't remember what this does if you don't fight them. I think you just end up fighting more guys later. But in JRPGs, generally you want to fight most story-based encounters. There's not really, unless you're really trying to speed through the game like me, there's not really much point avoiding them. Ironically, I'm not avoiding them. You can see Cloud getting overwhelmed here. Again, this is another tutorial fight because it's meant to teach you front and back attacks exist in this game. I think it also, at one point later, will teach back row. Oh no, it already taught us back row. So back row in this game is like you need range characters to hit hit those characters unless you have a particular materia. I think it's reach or whatever. Ironically, I really wish they had reach or something like that in Remake. Uh-oh. That's as far as you go. I don't have time to mess around with you guys. Remember the train section? And there we are. So that was us fighting that sort of street. So there's a lot less streets you explore. This is why I was excited in 7 Remake, just for seeing so much extra of Midgar that you didn't see before. No way. Again, it's one of those things that these scenes that were so well done. This is their first attempt at 3D, and like I think they add so much personality. They didn't go for that in the game. That would have been a fun little moment of her cleaning your face. Or did they? I don't remember that. I don't think they did. Forceful Barrett is. So this is that thing of like the train encounter. So there's the 2 trains that you get on. You don't have the like some of the encounters that you had in. See, I have to talk to them actually. Yeah. I want to talk to Jesse. Oh, hello. Do I sit next to Barrett? I can't remember. Sometimes this is the JRPG foible sometimes where it was like you have to try and figure out what the game is wanting you to do. There we go. I think I do need to talk it to Jesse. So we got to have this in the game as well. I think this was a nice touch having this like wireframe sort of green wireframe matrix style thing like on the on 7 Remake. I think that was a really, really nice touch. I really, really liked that. Not that it was used too much. It was only on those like extra menus and stuff for the map. Oh. So see how this that light. So the security scan. So I like how they did the security scan in Remake, but yeah, in this one it's just that simple, like those little red things just light up and just scan. They check your IDs. Seven's universe is bizarre in terms of technology. Like, you've got sometimes it's like crazy over the top, and then sometimes it's really, really simple. And I suppose that's the thing. It's like it's nice in the idea of fantasy worlds that are fantasy technology, where it's like technology has improved the time it would take to get to a really high technological thing, but some things get skipped. Some things just like become a very bizarro version of it. Like, well, I like that. So this is the slums. So that perspective there was probably what a lot of the... So you can see sort of key cinematics where it's like they are the primary reference points they use to, I guess, create Remake's world. Like this as well, like it being like the decrepit station, and it's just very flat. Normally on my replay throughs for various games, I usually have games on fast forward mode, because I replay a lot of old JRPGs and stuff, but I play them like extremely fast because the animations, like you can see like these little ones where they move from point to point. There's a lot of like scripted, you need to wait for them to do this, do that, which it can be very time consuming. So that's the back of the train graveyard. So this is why I was like trying to figure out why the train graveyard didn't come up sooner, because you don't actually really go into it way later. No point in me coming this way. I'm not coming here to grind, but you can do some early bit of grinding here, because we're not really in a... It's not really a scary point where you're up to. Anyway, let's head over to the slums. So remember all those side quests I did? Not really a thing. So see that guy that's holding his ass and the red hair? I'm fairly sure that's probably what Johnny was based on. Johnny's not a real character. Let's go talk to him. He's over here. I'm blitzed. I just love them homemade cocktails, but they do sure creep up on you. Okay, go on ahead. Here with the mum. Did you hear? Don't care. No, what? News update said there. It's just, yeah. Don't care. Well, excuse me, princess. Marlene. Remember Cloud scaring Marlene? Gets comforted. And then, oh, Barrett doesn't even have a moment? Not this time. Tifa. Wonder who the party members are. You can name them, they're very likely a party member. Sometimes if you feel like you need to figure out what you can't progress the JRPG, just try walking out of a room. Magic cure-all. I like that they kept the elevator with the pinball machine. So it's like, I feel like they did a good job with making things with room to breathe. No darts today. So that here's a difference: is you didn't go down below in original. In original, you come down here. You do this in remake. We didn't come down here, and I was like surprised. Look at that big TV. It says sin. Sin has occurred. Wow, that was an off camera bounce. Name was Shinra. You asked me a question, I answered it. That's all. Oh, whoa. I'm going upstairs. I want to talk about my money. If Cloud's very cold. Like, that's why it takes a long time for Cloud to warm up in 7. That's why it was funny with Remake, because it felt like Cloud became a lot warmer a lot faster. So remember that we got this cutscene a little bit later. Yeah, back then. So I think that's a nice touch there. They had them standing there, their real forms, they're them themselves. To have this like cut also. So I got a little confused because I think they only had the one cutscene with the kids, but there's multiple cutscenes because where they're kids. One where they're younger, where Cloud's like a little kid, and it's after Tifa's mother dies, and that's like the first time they ever talk properly. And then this Cloud, this is when they're about teenagers, and Cloud just is about to leave. So you can tell like Tifa's a little bit more mature. Cloud's still pretty immature. But Cloud has figured out what he wants to do. I'm glad that they did do this one in the game. Like, I kind of assumed that none of the Nibelheim stuff was going to make it into the game. So yeah, like I said, so remake was like how many parts? It was like we did like 45 hours of it. And this is supposedly about 5 hours from memory. So it'll take like a tenth of the time. Especially with me being as strong as I am, because the encounters will just be stupid easy. Aaron just reached into his chest and pulled out some muns. I wanted this to play at least once, and it didn't at all. I was a little disappointed. Yeah. So you know, Cloud has like his room. Don't have a room in original 7. Just slept on the floor. Look, Marlene's making drinks. I don't know if that's a responsible thing to teach your daughter. You wouldn't understand. Alright, so now I can put materia on, so I don't know if I have Tifa yet. Yeah, I think I have Tifa now, so yeah, let's equip up Tifa. I always thought Tifa's portrait was always very funny, because it looks like she's like about to eat her hair. Premium heart, so it's like, so let's look at Tifa's one. So we had metal, leather, mithril. I don't think we have grand. I don't think we had tiger. Yeah, I think there's like a few different. I think we had Kaiser. I don't think we had Power Soul. Power Souls are really good. Yeah, like there's certain. So the thing is that's different about these versus the other for the ones in Remake, is if you see the only things you get is like slight stat and increases for attack, maybe magic if it's a magic one, and then the materia slots with how many materia slots it has. You can't upgrade these. This is how they are. They have a growth stat, so it's like how much materia levels from them. So like they might get double XP or normal XP or nothing. There's also triples, I think. Do I have a triple? Oh no, triples only on particular characters. So like Cloud and I think Sid are the only two with triples. But the thing is, some of them have little extra bits of like text you can see up the top there. Powers up when conditions are changed. Powers up when near death. I don't know if any others have anything like that. So not many of them are like that, but a lot of the super weapons have that. Premium Heart doesn't, but yeah. These two you can make particular builds with because Tifa can hit quite hard. She's nowhere near as strong as the others. So we'll go give Tifa the female one. Women's Armlet, Minerva Band. And we'll go give her a... Where are we? Where's the ribbon? Here it is. And just ribbon everyone. That way I don't have to worry about status effects at all. Now, we have the materia menu. So, materia. In the original, we have a lot of things we can do. We can do a lot of crazy crap. Remake like limited us quite a bit just because of how many materia slots we have and how many linked materia slots we have. This is what maxed out gear looks like. So you wouldn't have always had this. You probably would have had about the same amount as you did in Remake, but yeah. So annoyingly, I don't know. Can I go down any faster? I don't know if I can. So the thing, the editor that I use actually puts the material right down the bottom. So, which is a bit annoying. I only have one all materia as well, so that's fine. So this is just to show these are some of the materia that we would have had at the time. So in the original game you have a lot of the ones that we would have seen here, so like a lot of the magic status ones and stuff like that. But we didn't have ones that the super ones like Comet or Contain or Full Cure, Shield, Ultima, or the master materias. So this save file has the master materias, which allows you to cast any magic at any time. So it pretty much, if I want to cast heals, shields, or damage, they're all there. So I'm not sure what we're going to put on Cloud. So you got ones that like added effect and stuff like that. There's some crazy ones. I probably want /all. So /all and flash. So that's annoying. I just realized I have. So OP for single target is double cut. OP for AoE is /all. But flash, I'm fairly sure from memory, is an insta kill or no damage. I don't think it is just slash all. You can hit all targets, and that's why I think I remember keeping slash all materials, not letting them level into flashes. Cast 2 spells at once, so like Aerith's limit break that she used, where she puts that thing on the ground. That's that. You have 2 summons at once. That gets very broken. There's a whole heap of really, really broken ones, like a counter to summon, counter to whatever. We can steal. I don't really need a steal. So you can steal, you can sense, that's that ability one. We have throw, which just throws an item. Morph. Morph is very important for getting particular items. It turns the enemies into an item. It's kind of like an alternate to steal, but it kills the mob, and it allows you to get specific things. Death blow, which is just death, if you know how that works. So that one's really good. So you can do added effect. So if I select slash all, and I have added effect with death blow, I think it's death blow. The thing is, this game won't tell me if the materia is actually working. Like, unlike Remake actually highlights when the materials combined and working together. This one doesn't. Manipulate, you take control of enemies. Mime, you copy, which Mime's really, really OP because you can mimic yourself. Enemy skill. So this has all the learned abilities in enemy skill. This is how you get OP broken really fast in 7 original. There's particular skills on here that just, 1, they are just OP. 2, there's ones that scale like crazy. So like, I mean, they don't need to scale. Like they just do a lot of damage. So like you have White Wind, which heals everyone. You have Big Guard, which gives haste, shield, and shell. You have things like Tetra Magic, Trine. There's a lot there that's really, really, really good that you can get quite early. Master Materia allows you to master all skills. I kind of don't like that materia. I never really liked it because it gives you too many options when you're in your menu. You've got all your like increased stat ones, but in this game, you get some crazy ones like long range. This is what I was talking about, hitting back row, or air characters. Preemptive, that's probably as close to the ATB bar one. Enemy away, enemy loss. So if I want to get through this fast, I can just chuck on enemy away. I think I'll just save a spot for that. Mega all. All effects on every action. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, I forgot about that. That's really good. Counter attack. Just a normal counter attack. Cover, this will like block an attack for someone else, so you can set that up with counters. So if you put a cover on someone and they have lots of counters, then that person will just counter every single ability that comes out, which is really good. Underwater, that's specific to a particular, when you do the underwater stuff, for like emerald weapon and stuff. HP to MP, you can make some crazy OP builds with that. Then you have your summons. So, summons. Oh boy. I was not expecting there to be a few less summons in the game. There were some weird choices. So, Choco Mog, Shiva, Ifrit made it in. We didn't get Ramu, and we didn't get Titan for some reason. I don't really understand these two, because lightning is an element that we got. Earth wasn't, but instead of Ramu, we got Leviathan, who's water. Because in this game, we have all the elements. Like, we have a lot more elements to choose from. But in Remake, they decided to just have Leviathan as a physical damage dealer, and instead of having Ramu just do the lightning one. I don't quite know. Maybe it's because there's just so many lightning enemies that it would have just been really OP. I really do feel like what it is. But then there was like ones they brought in like weird summon ones, like you could summon with, if you got the the collector's edition DLC, like you got Baby Chocobo Cactua, we had Fat Mog, which Fat Mog's not one. Like those ones are in the Choco Mog one, like they're a chance to happen, I believe. I think maybe if you max it out, they're more likely. But yeah, it's like we didn't have Odin, we didn't have, like, you can get, apparently you can get Bahamut, I haven't got him yet. But I don't think there's any others, like you're not going to get like Phoenix and stuff like that. Like I probably won't need Phoenix because Phoenix is stupid OP. Phoenix resurrects you if you use it. So if you set up on death, there's like an on death one for the materia, you can just proc Phoenix and resurrect your entire party. So it's like we probably will see some of these later in Remake, but for now what they gave us was just a little bit odd of a collection of summons. I was super impressed by the summons though, like don't get me wrong, I really enjoyed the summons, but yeah, I've because it's old PlayStation controls, or it's Japanese controls, it's X and circle are swapped. Circle in Japan is the OK button, so oh no, we have to go all the way back up to the top. Don't worry, as I start adding the ones, they'll find their way back up to the top because of me swapping and changing things. Now, I don't want to spend too much time in here because I don't really need to. I think ones that I definitely want is sneak attack. Oh no, I don't really want sneak attack. Final attack this is what I was talking about with like go grab ourselves Phoenix. So now when Cloud dies, he'll resurrect with Phoenix. Put luck up. May as well put Mega Wall on Cloud. I feel like I should put cover on Cloud. I don't need the HP empties, you can notice, but I do think speed's very important. I think that even though these uncap stats, I think I can still push it over. I can't really remember. How max stat stuff works. Might put enemy skill on one of the others, just so they've got an AoE as well. I can show off how that stuff works. Put flash. Put added element, added effect. I think it's Hades. So you'll notice that all the various summons have different elements, but some of them also have abilities tied to them for added effect. So Hades actually allows you to add, I think it's death, poison, and things like that, which is cool. I can also summon Hades now because I've done that too. I don't really need Quadra Magic. Elemental. So I could add elements to someone. I don't really need that though. Magic counter. MP Turbo boosts the damage. Counter Master Magic. Because Cloud's going to be doing most of this content himself. Giving Cloud a lot of this stuff is not a bad idea. Might actually do MP Absorb. So anytime he casts one of his magic now from Master Magic, he will actually get some magic back from it. So I can just cast more. His stats are really stupid good, so. Really, all I want to do is make sure I've got a heal on, not heal. Yeah, it's called heal and it's restore. So restore on one of whoever's the alternate person I've got in the party, and full cure on the other, I guess. I'll get some extra heal material, so it's like I'm not really concerned. That'll probably do it. Let's just check on Thor and Barret, and we'll check on Thor and full cure. Yeah, I hadn't expected me to talk so much about the differences just with materia and how items work, but I think it's a good thing to cover. I need revive. No one's gonna die. Is this the? Oh, there we go. There we go. I knew there was a way to get down faster. I couldn't remember. It's actually shoulder buttons. Full cure on him. So as always, I like to have an element on each of the characters. So let's put lightning on Cloud. So Cloud's my lightning boy. Oh, there we go. Tifa can be my ice girl. Tifa can have Shiva. I know you don't need to do this. Also, you'll notice that if you look on the summons, the more summons you have, the less HP you have, the more magic you have, the less MP. So it does impact those stats, but because mine are, I've got overdone stats, it doesn't really matter. So let's give him Ifrit. Give Cloud Ramu. Not that I need Ramu. Yeah, I could make myself stupid OP and just I don't have to do any encounters, but I'm not going to do that. What we will do is we might actually put, like I mentioned, I want to put enemy skill. I want to put master materia. So oh, maybe we should do double cut. I don't know. We don't really need it. The damage we've got will be so high that everything will get one shot. May as well. Nah, let's not do it. We have double magic, double item, double summon. I don't really need them. Quadra magic, I don't really need. Added cut's nice. So added cut, it'll just do an attack every time I do an ability. So, yeah. Sneak attack, it'll start the combat with whatever. You can actually do sneak attack steal, and it'll actually steal at the start of the fight, which is cool. Yeah, I think we're good. I don't think we really need anything else. We should probably put cure all on someone. Let's swap this over to that and put the master command there. So now anytime Tifa heals, she'll just heal the entire party. Yeah. Not having the all materia on everyone is a bit annoying, but yeah. But I've cheated, but it's like it's that thing of like I haven't made it so I've got everything. Everyone's going this way. I'm gonna follow. So I'm probably only gonna go for 10 more minutes or so, but I was about to say I'm gonna go until I find a save point. I knew there'd be a save point close, but I had no idea where it would be. So I'm only probably gonna use these top 3 saves. Yeah. Hey Thermal. Yeah. This is the one I made. My first attempt at making an avatar. Took me quite a bit to learn the tech, but now I know how to do it. I should be able to do it a lot faster and a lot cleaner. So this one I probably will clean up, and I'll probably end up making other avatars from here on. Actually, it's kind of funny because it's easy for me in the sense because a lot of this stuff I've already worked with a lot of stuff like this before, but it's really not that hard. You have all the shapes for different mounts. No, so I do have 2 sets of mouths. So the thing is, I'm using the avatar today slightly as a test to see differences and things that do work, things that don't work, some weighting things, because there is physics, but the physics is very heavy. Like, everything doesn't shift as much as I want, so I'm probably going to fiddle with the physics. I need to figure out why the eyebrows are like freaking out, but I think that's mostly because the weighting on my... Actually, made me think of something thermal. Hang on, give me a sec. Go into here. Behaviors. Expression units. Eyebrows. Eyebrow. Kind of fiddly. The stuff I can fiddle with, basically, that'll allow me to that will allow me to maybe fiddle around within engine how it's all working, but really I need to get it right outside of it in the actual how all the tweening and the physics works to actually make it better, so I'm not just constantly fiddling around with the external stuff. Yeah. Well, I think that I think for now I might stop and go get lunch. But yeah, at least we got to start 7. There isn't, like I said, there really isn't much to original 7's Midgar section. So we'll be very quick, especially with me being all maxed out on stats. And I can just show off particular things. I could, if we get towards the end of the... I was about to say, we could get to a point that I could just show off some ridiculous, like, combination stuff. But, yeah, look, that's weird. I don't understand why Barrett wasn't doing max damage. His strength is 249. I don't know why it's 249. But, he should be doing way more damage. I'm not quite sure why he was doing so much less. Also, why is Tifa's magic only 90? Weird. Maybe I when I was adjusting the stats, I missed something. Also, Cloud only has 10 MP. Did I miss it to... I might have to adjust like the save file again, maybe. I'm not sure, but it looks like something fiddly has happened. Because you have to... I don't believe there was a way to just max out all the stats. Like some other... I guess... What are they called? Like boosters and things like that. A lot of those like have like big old max out everything with one button, and it's like sometimes that annoys me because it's like I would prefer it to be able to. I prefer it for me to be able to adjust everything manually, but sometimes they don't even have those buttons, and then you have to do every single thing manually. Which, oh well, you're adjusting a save file. Like it's not like you should have the access to do everything anyway. Anyway, yeah, I think I'll finish up here today. So we'll probably continue this tomorrow. I'm gonna try and get through this as quick as I can, just to show off the comparisons between Midgar in 7 and Remake. It'd be super clean, super quick. It's a good record for me anyway, just to be able to go, oh yeah, this is that. Especially as a post-finishing Remake sort of situation, so everything's really fresh in my mind. But yeah, I will go get lunch, and I'll be back. I'll probably be back to my Palico self. I might figure out like different... Maybe I'll make different widgets depending on which avatar I am. But yeah, I'll be back to my Palico self, because I as much as I like this avatar, I feel like I've got a little bit more work to do on him. I like him a lot. But it's, yeah, definitely some things that I want to change on him, and a little bit of research, and then maybe I can start on actually making my own avatar with my own OC. So then it's a lot more personalized. It's my creation fully rather than me adapting other stuff. But yeah, anyway. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll be back in like half an hour and we can do some Animal Crossing. Be back soon.